meditation again. I think the people in this country is a little bit different than Tibetans. When you take break, you stand up and then eat, drink, talking. You don't sit down, right? In Tibet, we don't do that. When you have a break time, then you sit down and you eat, drink, whatever, and then you talk. Never talk like stand up and then talk. It also a little bit different because, for instance, when I go to coffee shop and I stay there for an hour, and then many people, there also. Coffee shops for what? Drink a coffee? Why you can drink coffee at your house? Coffee? They have a Wi-Fi, that's true. That's true. But most people don't use their computer or phone. They just talking, right? Talking what? Business. I think. Well, I heard that, Lots of people talking about their business. Go to a coffee shop and then talk business. And they're not, nobody talk actually about their spiritual things, the Dharma, or their practice meditation, or their religion, whatever you call it, Nobody talk that. Sometimes I think, it's really important if you have a sort of Dharma discussion group, and sometimes get together, like, go to coffee shop and then discuss bring your book, stages of meditation, and then I'm sure you have lots of questions, and then talk about that, and then I think that would be really helpful. That would be really good for everybody, but nobody talks. One time, this is a long time ago, I went to a group, old people, like 50, 60, 70, 80, even like 90 years people. They're very nice people. They invite me and we go to coffee shop. We went to coffee shop and they talk so many things, especially government, this politicals, their situations and everything. And then, of course, it's kind of finished, they talk. And then they just look their face, well, what should we talk about now? And then I told them, well, you can talk about your meditation practice, your religion, whatever you want to practice. Then they said, I don't know about my practice. I never, I like compassion, love, and kindness, but I don't practice. And I'm a Christian, but I actually don't know about the Christian very well. So they say that, they say that, and then I just believe, that's all. I mean, that's good, but I think not only just to believe, you are a religious person, you really need to understand the teaching. You really need to investigate and how you practice. What is the benefits, Not just to believe. Belief is really good. That makes sense. That's lots of makes sense. That's really important. But that's not enough. It's also not enough just you understand intellectually, You have to really experience your meditation. So when you practice, for instance, about the stages of meditation, or we call it about the awakened mind. And people like that, read book, and sometimes they, really like to practice, and it's sort of giving you, sort of inspire your mind. And then, oh, I want to practice this, or I want to learn in these teachings, right? So that's we called, you get a kind of blessing from this teaching. So now I'm going to tell you something, important when you meditate. I'm sure you meditate, you understand very well about Buddhism, or about your meditation. There are two ways, when you meditate about Buddhism. The first, you learn it. You listen teaching and you learn it. And then second, you meditate. You play that teachings, and then you meditate them, right? Only two. But also meditation is the most important. I'm sure you understand how to meditate compassion, how to meditate love and kindness, how to meditate, giving and taking, meditation, how to meditate shamatha. You understand, I'm sure you understand correctly. But I'm not so sure how much you have experience, How many hours, how many minutes you meditate every single day. Just to understand, not so much benefit. It's good, better not understand, right? You understand, it's very important, but meditate every day is very important. So I'm not sure where you are. Are you beginner? Are you advanced? Are you almost reached to enlightenment? I don't know. But you know where you are. And you know what kind of teaching, meditations you need. That's why maybe you come here, kind of, try to find something that you really want. Maybe I can help you, maybe not. We'll see. Also, if you really, if you have any questions about your meditation or what you're looking for, you can ask me individually. No problem. This time or in the future, anytime. That's my, my pleasure to help about no politicals, but about spiritual, especially about Buddha Dharma, about Buddhism. I have, no doubt, I will say I know how to teach, how to meditate. 30 years I studied Buddhist philosophy. I have lots of experience, that's for sure, so I can help. So just I always think that's very important to sort of a good relationship between student and teacher, not far away each other. Then you don't know me, I don't know you, where you are, what kind of you meditate, how, when, where, and we need to discuss about your meditation. That's how we help, right? How we help. I give you these instructions, maybe you should try. It doesn't work, maybe I give you another one. There are so many methods according to Buddhism if you want to practice. So, so meditation is a gom, in Tibet. Actually, it means work with your mind. Work with your mind, right? When you meditate, you can let your body very relaxed, keep your back straight, and you can let your eyes slightly open and kind of look at down, you know. Otherwise, sometimes people completely, keep their eyes closed. And then that sort of, sometimes a little bit sort of makes you tired and sleep, sleep. So maybe I would say, just try. The shamatha meditation actually doesn't matter. You open your eyes or close. You can try both way. And this I already told you, right? Your hands sort of rest wherever they are most comfortable, and sit on the cushion or on the chair, and then you accept and relate to whatever happens. Then just feel in contact with the breath. If your mind wander away or your thoughts bother you, catch yourself, just bring your sort of attention back to what you are doing. Very simple. Meditation is very simple, If you want to stop and look at something, yes, of course, you can stop and look at it. And if you want to take a break while you are in meditating, you can. You can take a break and then come back again, meditate. My root teacher says always when you meditate, short time frequently. That means you need to take a break all the time because sometimes you can't control your thoughts bother. So you can take a break. For instance, we meditate like for 20 minutes. I'm sure within 20 minutes, lots of thoughts arises for sure. And then you try to sort of not follow your thoughts, and still difficult. Deep breath, still difficult. Focus on your breath, still difficult. Then take a break. Just let go. Take a break, and then come back. Meditate again. That's what we call short time frequently. It really helps. It's really helps. So then if you want to practice shamatha, I think you have so many different meditations. Some are your shamatha pretty good. You practice other things, stages of development, what do you call it, and preliminaries or mantras, prayers, whatever is fine. If you want to practice shamatha, it is very important to focus on your breath. There are so many methods meditate on shamatha, so many. But the best that I like is focus on your breath. Because we sort of breathe in and out all the time, right? And it's always with us. You don't have to visualize something, big rocks and trees and stages, Buddha or Jesus or what. You don't have to make these things, right? Your breath always with you. And very simple and very profound. Easy, right? So that's why when I meditate shamatha, I focus on my breath. There are two shamathas, right? Objectless shamatha, that's very close to vipassana meditation. But when I sort of shamatha, usually, focus on my breath. Because always with us because, we breathe continually from the moment we wake up in the morning until we fall asleep at night, right? We breathe in and out. And then all night long, we breathe in and out, right? But we are not always aware of it. We don't know actually how we breathe in and out, We focus on something else, thinking so many things, so many other things that we don't want, but we just automatically calm our mind and then think. So it is important to deal with thoughts from the beginning, okay? Because if we sort of wait until later, we usually find that we actually like to think about this and that, right? Therefore, at the beginning of what could turn into of the thought, and don't hold this attitude. Wow, this is so interesting and very sort of important. I must hold on to this, thoughts and really work this topic over. Then another thought arises, right? Endless. Our thoughts kind of endless. And then you say, no, I shouldn't think about this. I'm supposed to be sort of meditating, So as you tend not to sort of listen to yourself, anyway, it doesn't work. It is more like sort of having an internal fight going on. So it is much better from the very beginning to take the attitude of not getting involved in any thoughts whatsoever. Fire, little fire, easy to, If you have your fires getting bigger and bigger, then very difficult to control. That's the same. At the beginning, when your thoughts arise, you have to think about it, antidote, recognize your thoughts, be mindful. Easy, that's easy. So now we're talking about most today, I think these 2 days, shamatha and vipassana, that's all, okay? Maybe a little bit, yes, explain about emptiness. Very dangerous. If you don't know much about emptiness, it's dangerous. So I want to know that there is nothing dangerous about emptiness. But this book is really good about that too. So I'm talking about I will talk about shamatha and vipassana. So shamatha meditation. The teaching in meditation, actually, you have to listen over again and again and again. Don't think that, I heard that last year, I heard that this week, somebody taught us. I'm sure if you really focus and listen, you will learn something, new. And also you meditate all the time. Same thing, like shamatha, every day. Sometimes you think, maybe I need to meditate something else. It's kind of boring, It's topic same, focus same, name, everything, shamatha. But that's not so good. I mean, you can try, but very important, focus on one thing until you achieve that. You get result. Then you can move onto other things. I mean, I like that, I like just to do something, and then even though first time very difficult, but I just try again and again. I'm sure it's better, right? And then I move, change something, but not right away. Some people really do, 20 different sort of meditations a day. I can't do that. I mean, they're all the purpose and the motivation Aren't they same? Everything's same. Everything, different meditations actually for your mind. So, shamatha, Sanskrit term, and shamatha is actually the mind resting, one pointly on an object, and in which the mind is not distracted to external object other than object of your mental focus and meditation. So your mind sort of remains stable, focused on the object. Not many thoughts arise, and then mind becomes very stable, peace and calm. Sometimes there are a lot of sort of things that can sort of go wrong with meditation, right? You might think that shamatha is, state of like no thoughts. It's like, like this flower, like a storm, That is not correct, because shamatha meditation, the mind is very calm and stable and also very sort of clear. So this clarity is called vipassana, and it's definitely developed through shamatha meditation. So if your mind has sort of many thoughts and cannot really focus on the object of attention and cannot really control the mind because of the distractions of thoughts, that means you don't have shamatha meditation. If the mind can focus on one pointly without any sort of distraction, then you have shamatha meditation. Then you are ready to practice vipassana. So shamatha must be cultivated first. There is an order, because when the shamatha has been achieved, all sort of your analytical meditation as well as all your virtuous activities have great power, because the mind is engaged in its own object of observation without being distracted by anything else. So that's why, when your mind will sort of peace in workable, which means that you can do whatever you want with the mind. If you want to send it somewhere, send your mind somewhere, it will go. If you want to stay your mind in a particular spot, it will stay there. That is the benefit of shamatha meditation. That means you are establishing your shamatha meditation. Right now, it's difficult. When we want to send somewhere, our mind doesn't go. We want to stay our mind in the body, doesn't stay. Go away and thinking, right? So when you establish your shamatha meditation, then you control your mind. When you want to send somewhere, it will go. Stay, it will stay. Really, you control. That's the benefit of shamatha meditation. As we know from experience, our mind normally sort of just wander off somewhere by itself. So we need to have sort of a complete control of our mind in order to see the nature of things with the understanding of vipassana. So that's why shamatha meditation should be achieved first. If you have a good meditation, if you, your shamatha meditation really good, then it's very easy to understand vipassana. You can say about Buddhism, everything includes shamatha and vipassana meditation. There's nothing other than that. So these two meditations, very important. I can teach this, shamatha vipassana separately. I can explain you, and also eventually you have to meditate shamatha vipassana in union. There is no two things, but you can practice differently too. So, for example, shamatha is like a wall, and vipassana is like the sort of painting or picture on the wall. So they really sort of depends each other. First you need to establish shamatha meditation and then vipassana meditation, and then eventually both of the shamatha vipassana practice in union. That's what we called the great perfection. That's what we called the union of appearance and emptiness. That's also we call nature of everything, nature of all phenomena. That's also we call nature of your mind. Do you understand? When you meditate both this shamatha and vipassana in union, you are meditating about your nature mind, nature of everything. So, shamatha meditation, absolutely necessary. Not only in the ultimate sense, but also in the short term by sort of bring great benefit when we practice shamatha. So when we have not sort of practiced meditation, our thoughts sort of process are entirely beyond our control, So we have both, sometimes good thoughts, bad thoughts, virtues, negative thoughts, Virtuous thoughts we have sometimes, love and compassion and altruism, the bodhicitta mind, good thoughts. Sometimes we have negative thoughts, attachment, anger, ignorance, all this. So, but as we practice, gradually we increase, we are starting to recognize how many thoughts are arising in our mind all the time. Before we were not aware of this, and slowly we get sort of freedom from thoughts. So that is the ultimate benefit of shamatha meditation. And when you meditate about shamatha, there are at least 9 different experiences you will get. I think those are in this book. Maybe not. But, there are few, experience, that is very important to know. The Kamalashila said that, there are 2 actually characteristics that arises from shamatha meditation. The first characteristic is attraction to shamatha. Attraction to shamatha, because you feel it is important and naturally sort of does it because of a state of joy. And then also you get, that the mind is completely sort of workable, stable. Which means you are not fighting your thoughts or distraction. You get that also experience in your shamatha meditation. When shamatha is also developed, removing the distractions of thoughts, leads to perceiving things very clearly, and which is vipassana. This is how sort of Kamala Shila describes the nature of shamatha and vipassana. So when you have this good experience, joy and what do you call it, happiness, bliss, and you see everything very clearly, you actually, you can see something is going on behind this building. You can see very clearly. This kind of experience you will get when you meditate shamatha. You also kind of know that what happened in the future. That kind of experience you get. And then you think there's dangers. You think, I'm very good meditator. My meditation is really good. And this is, I don't want to eat. I don't need to eat. I just meditate this continually, without disturbing thoughts, without any difficulty. And also I can read your mind. What are you thinking now? So that kind of experience you will get definitely. So then people sort of get attached to this experience. That's obstacle. So you have to let go everything, either good experience, bad experience. It's like summertime. So many different flowers, so many different things grow in summertime. Some are good, some are not, some are beautiful, some are not, but just they are grown naturally, right? So that's kind of things you will get experience. But you just let go and you focus more, meditate. And better, better, better. So maybe you have that kind of experience now. I think you have been practicing shamatha quite a lot, right? Maybe you're ready to practice about vipassana, but I'm not sure where you are, Maybe you're not. So once your mind is stable and becomes sort of unchanged, unmoved, by thoughts, and then you are able to have a clear understanding of things. Clarity is when everything is seen with very sharp vision. Everything is understood very clearly and also in detail. First, I would like to tell you about how my root teachers guide their students, how they did teach to their student and let them do practice. Just maybe you like that. One time my teacher told me that you should do, for beginners, need to very simple and easy practice meditation. You should sort of inspire their mind and should not let them do sort of complicated practice meditation. I think it is so important that meditation always sort of begin by creating a good foundation. So I always follow sort of my great root teachers' instructions because I understand, more and more why they told me these things, because I think they really knew that I'm going to do these things for the students everywhere. So he few times told me, don't teach complicated. and don't let them practice, Buddhism complicated meditation. Just give them very simple, and then inspire their mind. We have really sometimes complicated meditations. Lots of visualizations. Those really doesn't make much sense for the Westerners, So that's why I think shamatha is pretty good. Very simple and very helpful, So if this is also good foundation, shamatha meditation. Tibetan, the meditators and Westerners, the curriculum, it's a little bit different. Tibetans don't actually practice shamatha right away. They practice preliminaries, practice compassion, love, and kindness, all this. And then when they're done these things, then they start shamatha, then vipassana, investigate their mind, all these things. But in Westerners, we do what we do. First, let them meditate in shamatha, right? I mean, that's lots makes sense, I think, because mind is busy. So shamatha meditation makes, mind very peace. So if you have established a good foundation, then you can sort of receive the further teachings. Otherwise, it is sort of pointless to try to find further and secret teachings, It's because you can't put into practice the basic teaching, then the simple teaching, then how can we accept to be able to practice the higher teachings? I mean, Buddhism, that's why we have, many different levels of teachings, right? And then eventually you get more difficult, right? That's why first you have to have a good foundation. Once you have a good foundation, then the further teachings very easy. So main reason we become interested in following the teaching is not because we have nothing else to do, right? Or because we need to keep sort of, busy. But because we want something different in our lives from what we sort of see around us, right? We have to, we want something really good for our life. So you sit down to meditate and begin sort of watching your breath. I will give you another meditation, okay, about the breath. We call this, we have done this, I think, many times, breath practice in 3 stages. I call that breath practice in 3 stages. Which means, you breathe in, 1 stage. You breathe out, 2nd stage. And then pause between these 2, that's 3rd stage. So, in the context of shamatha, as soon as it becomes at all difficult to hold the breath, you simply exhale again, right? And not really difficultly, but very gently exhaling through the nostrils. And then gently inhale. And then pause the ear down into the belly, and hold it there for as long as as long as it is comfortable. Understand? When that is sort of there is no longer easy, then you just exhale again. So this we call practice breath practice, 3 stages. Understand? You breathe in and sort of little bit press down, and then hold there. Maybe just your abdomen, hold there, little bit lower, and then you just focus on that. Sometimes you can see, when you focus on that, you can see the true nature. It's very, I think, and then enjoy and feel it. And then gently breathe out. This is really good because we use the holding of the breath just as a sport for not letting our attention wander off to sort of towards anything else. It really helps that without your thoughts. This holder is really that you press a little bit down and focus on that. It really helps. Focus on the attention, on the breath. Do not keep anything in your mind at all. Let go everything. When you meditate, that's the most important to understand. Let go, let go. Sometimes I say, when I meditate, thoughts come, and then just I say myself, let go, let go, let go. Everything you let go. We just experience present moment, this moment. This moment is so important, right? This moment is so important. Past already gone. Future not come yet, not there yet. So the most important, we have to focus on this moment. So you have to let go your past situation, let go your future situation. Because you focus on this moment, then this moment actually very important because your future situation depends on this moment. So from the moment you sit down to moment, your breathing sort of has become deep and very calm, and be conscious of everything that is happening in yourself. So as you follow your breath, what you begin to see is the mind's sort of constant inner movement. During meditation, different feelings, different things and thoughts arise. You should recognize it, okay? So the essential thing is not to let any feeling or any thoughts arise without recognizing. Then it does not matter, what kind of feeling or what kind of thoughts arises and how many times your mind wanders away. It is the nature that the mind wanders. It has been doing it for our entire life. You must, recognize your thoughts, your feelings, whatever. And we should, we should look deeply into our nature. If we practice deep looking, we will discover this truth. For beginners, we do not. We do have lots of thoughts, right? We think about this and that. We have lots of thoughts. But there, two ways you can control your thoughts. Understand? The first way, when your thoughts arises, you don't follow. Just let go, and then suddenly your thoughts disappear into emptiness. Disappear. That's the first. You should not follow. And then second, when your thoughts arise, you should recognize right away. And then they're no longer, your thoughts kind of, disappears right away. As long as you recognize your thought, as soon as you recognize your thoughts, then, it will be fine. So either you recognize when your thoughts arise, or you don't follow your thoughts when they arise. This is how you practice with your thoughts. You understand? This section in meditation, I just told you, right? 3 stages of breath. It is a little bit different than the last meditation, right? So this time, you just sit very comfortable, and then you breathe in, and you need to pause your breath. And don't hold your breath in your head or your upper sort of, body, because it's not good for you. Sometimes people get headache. It's not good. So you press down as much as you can, and then focus on that. And then slowly breathe out. So that's all. Nothing other than that. There is no visualization again. So breathe in, right? First, just let your mind and body relax, okay? Relax. Just to bring everything back. Maybe 2 seconds. Just to relax and let go everything. Just to relax. You don't have to think anything. Just to relax. Is your mind there? A little bit investigate there. Is your body comfortable? Do you need to change your position? You can. Once your body is comfortable, your mind is in your body, then slowly breathe in. And right away, press a little bit down. And focus on it. When you're ready to breathe out, just to do it slowly. If you do this more and more, again, maybe sometimes you get very hot energy in your body. Then you can visualize that your breath very cold breath. Breathe in, hold, and out. So all these three stages of practice breath, very comfortably. You should do it very comfortably, very gently. If you want to take a break, you can. Then come back again. If you change your body position, you can. If you want to move a little bit your body, you can. Just do it, everything's comfortable. Breathe in, press down, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and out. "15 minutes meditation." If you like these three stages of meditation, about the breath. You should keep that and you should meditate on that sometime. Usually what you practice shamatha, right? Every day, right? What kind of shamatha? Meditate on breath or what kind of object you focus on when you meditate shamatha? Yeah? No? Breath? Sounds? Huh?
Whenever I start meditation that way, I just go quiet and then
Or just, yeah.
no visualization.
That's meditation. Just be very quiet and don't talk, right? Don't listen. Meditation is very simple. Just sit down and don't talk. Objectless, very good. Objectless better than shamatha, the meditate, focus on object. Okay, good. That's all I think right now. Do you have any question? Otherwise, time to have lunch. Yeah.
I have a question. In Vajrasattva practice, at the end, when the visualization is dissolved, I think we're supposed to kind of meditate or rest in that emptiness or that nothingness. Is that shamatha that we're doing?
That's that.
Shamatha, or is that something else?
You can do both. That's just let dissolve everything, and then don't think anything, right? Just that, just be quiet and relax. That's the kind of shamatha. That is kind of shamatha. But when you dissolve everything, and then you are meditating the kind of emptiness. Actually, we call that the union of appearance and emptiness. That is vipassana, or that is we call the great perfection. So you can practice shamatha with Vajrasattva, practice vipassana with Vajrasattva, or both. It depends how you meditate, right? How you meditate, how you dissolve everything, and after that, what kind of you have experience, what kind of feel. It depends you. If you recognize the true nature, and then you stay there as long as you want, that's also great perfection. If you don't see the recognize or you don't see the true nature, then it's kind of part of shamatha. Does it make sense? All right. Yeah.
When you push down, do you actually close your throat, kind of, or do you?
Yeah. You can, but don't really sort of do it very. Yeah. Just let very gentle, right? Gentle, and then a little bit push down, and your belly, and then focus on that. Feel it. What do you feel? It's what looks like. What kind of experience you get there. Focus on that, and everything is kind of stopped. If you focus on that, you can't hear, and you are not seeing everything because you are not focusing. So there is a kind of very peacefulness there. And then breathe out.